CSOs is a first ever program designed to put our CSOs on their feet. When I say CSOs, I mean Time with CSOs is a first ever program designed to put our CSOs on their feet. When I say CSOs, I am referring to civil society organizations. Moreover, it is going to put an emphasis on the tangible impact CSOs have done by sharing stories of individuals who have benefited from CSO interventions. Today is a cloudy Saturday, and I would like to present to you renowned personalities from an NGO called Face Ghana. So, Salifu Safoni Salamatu is my name, and I am your host for this program. As mentioned earlier, I told you we have renowned personalities from an NGO called Face Ghana, but I would like to kindly grant their audience so that they can help us by introducing themselves and their NGO to us. So, may I introduce to you two misters, or should I say two gentlemen, from the all hearing, all knowing Face Ghana Foundation. Bosses, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Please, may
Thank you very
help
much.
us by giving us an introduction of who you are and what your organization is.
Yes. Talking about who I am, my name is Swale Lindo. I was born to a gentleman called Zachariah and a very beautiful lady called Flavor. Yeah, I was born at Ghana and raised at Ghana. No, I spent almost my time and my life at Ghana, a village under Nanton district. Yeah, so it's a typical village. I schooled from there till now. I've never moved into any urban area. I've always been in the village. So I'm a villager, a village boy with a swag. Yeah,
That's great. You're welcome.
thank you.
I'm called Suisu, that is Sulemana. Um, I was born and bred at Zangbalong, a village in Kumongo district. Um, but I've relocated to Ghana currently. That's where I stay. And the secretary to Face Ghana. Yeah,
You're most welcome.
thank you.
Okay, you've mentioned Face Ghana. Please, who is Face Ghana or what is Face Ghana?
The FACE stands for Foundation for Advancing Children Education. Then we are in Ghana here.
Interesting.
Yeah, FACE Ghana is a non-governmental organization. We are not for profit making, we are non-religious, and we are non-partisan. So we are an NGO, and our mission is to ensure a better and quality life for all children within the rural communities in Ghana. Yeah, basically that's FACE Ghana.
That's interesting. You're most welcome. Please, before we proceed, I would like to tell us the vision or our vision for Time with CSOs. Time with CSOs is a platform that is not only created to highlight the works of an NGO, but it's also to tell us the significant impact these civil society organizations have on our communities. This is the reason why we have an NGO with us today, because NGOs are also part of the communities or the societies that form the civil society organization. So, if I may ask, you said you are foundation for advanced
Advancing children education.
children education. So that means that you should have an impact on children's life or youth. So may I know what you have done to impact the life of children as at this stage since your inception?
Yeah, we've done a number of projects. We've done one, the
National.
NHIS, National Health Insurance Scheme. We've registered about 150 children into the scheme. You know, National Health Insurance was introduced in Ghana by the former president John Ajoko Kufuor.
For
Yeah. So what it does is that when one has the health insurance card, what happens is that when you visit the hospital, there are certain clinical services that you enjoy free and other medicines that you buy for free. So we registered about 150 children into the National Health Insurance. You know, in our rural areas, most of our parents are very poor and they can't afford to send their wards to, the hospitals or the clinics for healthcare services. So, due to this, we have a number of children suffering from certain kind of sicknesses, which, if they have gone to the hospital, could be treated. But due to the poverty level of our parents, it's very hard for them to send them to hospital. So this is why we bring out this initiative to help, the children or the parents to send their children. If they have the card, they can do what? They can send them to
Okay, you've mentioned registration of health insurance for children. May I know the age range you call a child? Like which age does a child belong to that you do this registration for them?
yes, to our exercise, we started from an age of or a month of 6 months, a child with 6 months to 18 years, between the ages of 6 months and 18 years. That was our focus, our target children.
Okay, so from your introduction, you said you are a native of Ghana. Does it mean your NGO is also in Ghana?
Yeah, we are from Ghana, but the organization is not only for Ghana people. We are looking at all the rural communities in Ghana, but currently we are only focused on Savulugu municipal and then Naton district, the rural communities of these two districts. Yeah.
That's interesting. So if you had an NHIS registration exercise, how did you get your beneficiaries? Is it that you just went into houses and selected these children, or how did you get them? I would be very much interested if you can get me that.
Yes, we the strategy that we use is very simple. Normally, when we are going to any community to recruit children for the registration, we don't do it ourselves. We are not a native from that community. So what we do is that we contact a person or we get a contact person from the community. Then we guide the person on how we want. We tell the person the exercise.
Mostly
And
the
then
assemblyman.
mostly we contact the assembly member and the chief. So we do, what do you call it?
Community entry.
Community entry. Yeah, we meet those various elders. Then we talk to them. Then we give them the number of children that we want. So they will do the selection based on whatever analysis
The
they can do,
criteria we
the
give them.
criteria they follow. Then they will give us the children that we want.
That's interesting. So do you really believe in the selection of these people you assign to get it done for you? Because I can say, as someone from Saviligu myself, I have never heard of a free NHIS registration for children or even anything of that sort. Did you find out, what I'm trying to say, did you find out from them what strategy they used in getting you those kits? Or how did they manage to get those names for you to register on the NHIS?
The, when we contact you, we give you a criteria that you should follow in order to get us the children. So they just don't select children based on their imagination, but they select the children based on the criteria or the need of the children. So there is no problem or whatsoever. We have trust in them, the people we work with, especially the assemblymen, the elders, and all the stakeholders we met in the communities.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
All right. So, from your mention earlier, you said you have registered 150 children so far.
yes.
So, what has been the impact of that registration?
Yes, a lot. We can talk of a lot because, as mentioned earlier, our areas are rural areas, and we find it difficult sending the ones to hospital when there is no money with the parents. So when the child is sick, they feel reluctant to send them to hospital. So The only option they had when they didn't have money is to seek herbal medicines. So after this health insurance registration, you have seen that the number of children sent to hospital has increased because right now, if the child is sick, the only thing they need is either a motor or just a means of transporting the child to hospital.
Impressive.
Yes.
Yes. And to add to what my brother has just said, it has so many impacts because I've received a number of calls. Sometimes you'll be in the house, mothers or fathers are calling to find out when you are coming to their committee for health insurance registration. It tells you that those that we couldn't cover are witnessing what those who have benefited from the activity are benefiting from the exercise. So they normally call us to, ask about that. And again, you see, when a child is sick, the first thing we need to do is to see a doctor for consultancy. When that is not being done, it means that maybe some sickness are being prevented at the early stages. But because there is no money for the parent to send the child for early consultation, the disease or or any sort of such disease will increase. But because of the health insurance, they have it now. They are now feel free and they are not afraid of visiting the doctors. Yeah. So that's
That's great and very interesting presentation. Uh, if I may come back to phase Ghana, I asked the previous questions based on your presentation. But I think I'm only getting the side of health insurance registration. Does it mean phase Ghana only deals with registration of health insurance for children, or are there any other activities or mandates that the foundation works on?
yeah. There are so many activities. One, we have the RBSS awards. That's Rural Basic School Students Awards.
Wow,
We also organize free extra classes for
interesting.
BEC candidates. Yeah, we also have activities like awareness. For instance, the COVID-19, when it was raised or when it affected the this, normally our villages we don't have means for information. For instance, many of them do not own a television. And the radio frequencies, you go to certain communities in our places, they can't even have a quality access to radio stations or radio frequencies. So normally what we do is that we go around and educate parents and children on the COVID-19. We've done that before. We also gone to Rich FM or Might FM at Sablugu to educate parents on the needs and importance of sending their wards to school. If you educate children, how the future will look like, because the children are the future. So we need, to put them in the right position to face the future. Yeah.
That's impressive. All right, so we have heard about children. You mentioned from 6 months to 18 weeks. And among this age range, we should be sure there are females among them. So here I would like to find out what role does your foundation or your organization play when it comes to women empowerment, apart from the education or the extra classes we do for them.
Okay, talking about women empowerment. Yeah, we've been organizing or we are putting up projects on women empowerment. Our foundation is being funded by the team. Currently, we don't have a source of finance, and to our capabilities, we are designing projects based on what we have, based on our strengths. So normally, what we do is that we design projects and then we look for funding, or we come together as a team. Then each and every one of us give out what he or she has. Then we look into the project. So what's happening on women empowerment is that we're thinking about the VSLE, Village Savings and Loans Association. That Savings and Loans Association. In Dagbani they call it Adakabla. So basically it's meant for the women. So no matter what they do is that they meet weekly to contribute any amount they have or to save. Let me just put it that way. They save what they have at the end of the week. So maybe they can save 10 cedis in a week. For that, for about 52 weeks. For the 52 weeks, what happens is that they come together. Any amount that you have saved, then they will reinvest to their owners so that they can use that amount to do any such business. What they also do at the free savings and loans association is that they also loan each other any amount. So assuming this, we will come together and then we save, each and everyone has saved his or her any amount of money that the person saves. If you need a loan to do anything, they can loan you with what? An interest. So at the end of the 52 weeks, they have an amount that they will be shared as what? Interest. So we think of implementing those, or I mean, uh, sending it to communities that have not been into this village and savings loan association.
All
We are
right.
thinking of sending it to that communities. Yeah. We will also think of, this video skills learning for the girls, like tailoring, we do weaving, and then hairdressers. We think of getting any centers who are into this, then we contact those owners, we will collaborate with them, we will partner with them, so that we will send girls to those centers for them to learn for free, so that we will empower them with what skills, so that in the future they will have something to earn from. Yeah.
This is quite interesting and impressive. Mr. Sule, do you have anything to add to what
Yeah. Looking at the women's empowerment, just to add, we have also had a project that, we are now in the ICT world, and then computer is now a very powerful workforce. So we have also trying or planning to come out with a project that will put our young girls in and train them so that they will have the needed skills in order to be in any of the working sectors. So that's another project Face Ghana is coming out with for the women empowerment.
this
Yeah.
is really impressive. I must say, if you're not a native of Ghana or Sabundu right now, you should be envious of them because
For
we, the
sure, for
natives,
sure.
are so lucky to have Face Ghana in our community.
Yeah.
And also pray, even if you are not a native, but pray that they are able to get the resources so that they can also reach out to you wherever you are.
Yeah.
With this, I would like to take a short break. Then, when we are back from the commercial break, we can. Come back from the short break. So before we went for the break, Face Ghana was stating something with the mention of collaborating with stakeholders and other institutions or organizations in running their projects. So I would like to know, Mr. Fale, kindly help me with this. What role does your NGO play with regards to these collaborations? Or how do you collaborate with these stakeholders in the community in running your projects?
One, we collaborate with the community, and then other community groups. So we run sessions on child education, teenage pregnancy, and early child marriages and other things. Also, we collaborate with Ghana Education Service.
Interesting.
That's any other corporate bodies. I mean, before we go to any school or if we want to do any project on schools, we need to contact the Ghana Education Service. Any information that we want about education on those particular communities we are working with, we go to the Ghana Education Service for any data or any information regarding where we work And we also collaborate with other NGOs and business companies, yeah, so that we can get support from them, be in kind of any financial support or anything. Yeah.
Mr. Sule, do you have anything to add?
We have had many collaborations. We have been engaging in, collaborating with the schools itself, most especially the heads, when we have to do any projects in it. Not too long ago, we have collaborated with Shepherd Mills, the CEO for Shepherd Mills, called Mr. Prisla and Mrs. Prisla Akotobampo, which came out with things to be given to the children. So we collaborated with her, and then the children received the things. We also did collaboration with the local organizations in Ghana and its surroundings. That is, we have Ghana attire base.
Wow.
And then we also have the elders who sometimes participate with all their efforts. One of the key of them is Chief Zmalna. So whenever we have any program, he is there to support. So in all ways, we collaborate with all the stakeholders in the communities and in the districts, because you can't do anything without them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So my next question is something that has to do with Face Ghana. But before I ask you that question, can you briefly give me an overview of what Face Ghana is, or what do you do? Though I have had some insights of what your foundation does or some of your initiatives, but may I have an overview of the whole foundation so that your beneficiaries out there will know how to reach to you, or with which project or which initiative they want to come to your office?
Yeah, as the name suggests, Face Ghana stands for Foundation for Advancing Children Education. Yes, we have many initiatives, not just education, but we work on the health of the child, the education, the sanitation, and all areas that is needed for the child to, succeed in becoming someone in the future. When we talk of Face Ghana, it was established in 2018, but duly registered in 2020. As an organization, or as an uprising organization, we have had a lot of projects that we have executed. We have started with awareness in the community, and then we have come to what we call the first extra classes, which means Face Ghana extra classes for the junior high school, because most, we are in a rural area, and the children there face difficulty in their learning process, especially when they are getting to the BEC, because the kind of tuition they had is probably different from those in the urban areas. So we try as much as possible in helping those children, so that when they write, they also have better results, which can send them to any of the best schools, secondary schools in Ghana. Apart from that, we have also engaged in sanitation works. That is, we organize the youth and we go around the communities, do a cleanup exercise, because it's the health that is first. Because if the child is not well, the child will not be able to go to school. And at the end of the day, your mission is not accomplished, because we want the children to be able to go to school and learn well and go far.
That's right.
So I think our CEO will come in and then add something to it.
All right, Mr. Sally.
Okay. To add to what my secretary has just said, I'll be talking about the programs, our target area. So we are looking at health, we are looking at on education, we are looking on IT, livelihood, and what advocacy. Yeah, so our vision is to have quality and better life for all children within the rural communities in Ghana. To do this, we are targeting a section of the population. We are targeting children, we are targeting women, we are targeting the youth and children with what? Special abilities. The reason for us targeting these people are one, the youth. No matter what we are doing, you see, in our population, if you go to the statistical service, the youth are with the highest population in Ghana. I can't quote the figures. Yeah. So you see, we've been hearing of certain kind of youth engaging themselves with any different kind of criminal activities. Social vices, yeah. So that means if this is happening, we are not skilled. And if we are not skilled, it's very difficult to raise a child. The children themselves are not skilled because you don't know what your child goes out to meet. He can meet any other youth or any criminal youth who will involve with the child, so that this child will also develop or copy what the youth is into. So what we do is that we target the youth, we meet them, we investigate and research with them to find out their challenges. So we design projects to make the youth to also focus on what doing the right things. So when they are doing the right things, the environment will be safe for the what? For the children. The women, we talk about women empowerment. When you empower the women, any places I've gone to, I've always said it. You see, when I was growing up, I've received more support from my mother than my father.
Wow.
And it always happened across the world.
Women are only special.
Women are special. So when the women are empowered, it means that our children will be taken good care of.
That's right.
So that's what we are targeting women to. So the children are our focus area. So normally what we have been doing are centered on what? On the children. Yeah, so we also look at children living with special abilities. So we have children living with disabilities. We said disability is not what? Inability. So we look into them too. What we normally do is that when we meet a child living with disability, we will study the condition of the child. Then we look into any skills that fits the condition of the child. Let me say we meet a cripple. So we look into various skills that will suit a cripple. What work can the cripple do? For example, normally a business sector that grows very fast in our time is smoke weaving. So normally we look at cripple and say, smokes, those wearing it normally does what? They sit at one place and do the weaving. So we can contact any weaving company or any master who does weaving, smoke weaving. Then we send the cripple to that master to train the cripple. So at the end of the day, when that child passes and has the skills, he can open his or her own shop or business. So the child will be empowered so that they will not left behind. Yeah, so that's what I have.
That's quite interesting. Mr. Sule, I wanted to direct this question to our CEO, but it's quite unfortunate he just finished talking, so let him take a breath so that I'll return to you for this. I would like to know, you've mentioned a whole lot of items you do that falls within the Sustainable Development Goals. If I am not mistaken, sanitation per se should be the goal 6. But don't you think you are doing so much with regards to that? And also, throughout your presentation, I didn't hear anything with regards to environmental conservation. So, do you have something doing in that regard, or is just about the sanitation, the health, and then the education and others?
Yeah. Today's Ghana actually currently our main focus is on the children and their health. So realize that you can't be working for health without sanitation.
That's right.
So that is the main reason why we add sanitation to it. So we realize that whilst we are putting so much energy on the health of the children, if our environment is not safe, is not clean, we will always suffer the consequences of these environmental hazards. So yes, currently our main focus is not on those areas, but we can't do away with them. That is why we are just doing them as along, the other things that we are doing. So we are not doing much on it, but we are doing it along with our main objectives. But as time goes on, all we place much focus on it too, as we are doing to the health and the education sector.
That's impressive. CEO, please, he mentioned sanitation. You also mentioned sanitation earlier on. May I know what activity in particular do you do or falls under this sanitation topic you've been mentioning? Because I know sanitation is a broad topic. It's not something that you can just pick up to be an initiative, unless of course you have detailed or you have picked a particular topic from it to address or to deal with.
Yeah. You see, when I was talking about the health insurance fall under a project called Child Health Improvement Project. That's CHIP for short. So under the Child Health Improvement Project, we have another activity that is on sanitation. Yeah, so what we're doing is that we go to various schools. Our target is children and more especially on their education. So we target the schools. So what we do is that we, gather empty jerry cans, gallons,
Okay.
fried tall gallons.
Oh,
Yeah. So what we're doing is that when we go to a school, we observe the environment. If there are trees or any other places where we can place the empty gallons, what we do is that we cut on top of the gallons, then we place them there. So whatever things that the children use, maybe let me say rubbish, any other kind of rubbish, they throw it into the gallons. So they save as what dustbins. Because of our capacity or our capability, as I was telling you, we can't buy dustbins. So this is the kind of innovation that we use.
So you improvise the dustbins.
Yes. Because the gallons, sometimes we go and then get them even for free, or you can buy some of them one for 5 cedis. So that one is not expensive. So we've gone onto that. So when we place them at the schools, whatever rubbish the children done with and then any other waste, they can put them there. At the end of the school hours, they will then gather them to one place and then burn them. So that's on sanitation. Again, what we did was that during our BEC extra classes that we've organized for the BEC candidates, at the end of their exams, we organize party for them. So after the party, what we do is that we do a cleanup exercise on the communities at the community. So we will take them around the community to pick any kind of rubbish and waste and gather them at one place and then burn them. So that's how we do it.
Wow, that's interesting. It's rather unfortunate I do not have what you call a gallon here, but per what I know about a gallon is that yellow or green colored but a big bottle that we buy oil in. And then when you look at the nature of that bottle, how do you put waste in it? Even though, let's say if it's sachet water, I can easily put it in. What if it's a bottle, or what if it's a wrapper tied with a lot of waste in it, how do I push it into it? Or is there a way you design it for an easy entry of the rubbish?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We cut top of it.
Oh, okay.
So we don't, just cut it open completely. We cut it in a certain way that it can flip, so that it can flip open. So when you flip open it, then you put any rubbish on it, you release it, and it will close again. So how we are placing is that we see a wall or any other thing, then we nail it on the wall.
Interesting.
So it will be hanging, it will not be sitting down, it will be hanging. So that whenever a child comes, you open the top and then put any rubbish on it and then close it back. At the end of the day, we just collect it and then sell it at one place.
I think the Ministry of Sanitation has to see you for this innovative idea. That's really healthy and also quite next to godliness, because it's really cleanliness. So if I may throw this question to, I don't know if Mr. Secretary, Mr. Sule can help me with this. Face Ghana from 2018 till date, it's almost 6 years, right? What are your notable success stories you are so proud to share about this organization as a secretary of Face Ghana?
Thank you very much. We have had a couple of success programs that we have done. One of them is the project under the Child Improvement Project. That is the registration of health insurance for the children. As we said earlier, and I don't want to repeat myself, it helps our parents who doesn't have money to send their child to hospital. And then another one that we did was the collaboration with Sheffield Hills CEO to distribute items to children on merit, because these children need motivation. Yes. So we didn't just go there and give them the items. We gave them on condition that, or in a criteria that will motivate the others who were not able to get these particular items to do more on their studies. We have also come out with, as we were saying, the first classes, Face Ghana extra classes, which we are getting much results as compared to the previous years that the first classes was not in place. Most of the badges that went through the first classes are all in the secondary schools and are even out with flying colors. We have also done, as the CEO was saying, clean up exercise in the communities. Yeah, we have done clean up exercise in the communities, and then we have also involved in visiting the communities, the rural areas, and then doing sensitization. During the COVID-19 era, went to communities, educate the youth, the women, all the people are involved about the safety measures to be put in place in order to prevent them from getting contaminated or getting coronavirus. So these are some of the activities we have done so far.
That's impressive.
And we have programs coming up, or upcoming programs that we will go through, or that we will have to enroll in the subsequent years or months.
Impressive. It's rather unfortunate we do not have the whole day for this show. If not, I would have loved to inquire more about the RPSS program that you mentioned, but we are quite out of time, and I really appreciate it if I get the chance to meet you next time again so that we can talk briefly about it. So before we wrap up, may I have your final words, Mr. Swale?
Okay. My final word is that, you see, we those from Face Ghana, the team, I can say 90% of us are unemployed.
Wow.
So I want to tell people out there that no matter what, if you have an idea, work on that idea. There are so many ways to achieve your goal. You see, I would love to tell you that Face Ghana has no office.
Interesting.
So this means that you don't need an office to make an impact. You don't need to be employed to make an impact. You need to focus on what you are doing. So I'll encourage everybody to always look into the good side of the country. Ask yourself, what I'm doing now, does it have any impact on society? Does it have any impact on me or any other individual? What you are doing, if they ask you, what are you doing? Are you bold enough to tell what you are doing? Sometimes, if they ask you a question what you are doing and you are not able to tell what you are doing, it means that what you are doing is not good. But if you are bold enough to tell what you are doing, it means what you are doing is right. So always do things or does things that when people ask, you are in a good position, you are very brave and bold to talk about what you are doing. So that's what I have.
All right, Mr. Swaysu, right? All right. I always go with the silly because that one seems simple. Your last word.
All right. What I just have to add is, Face Ghana, as our CEO said, we don't have any sponsors. So currently we are relying on the team and some individuals, which I would like to even use the opportunity to thank them. We have few of them. We can talk of Mr. Wakaso. We can talk of Mr. Jacob, who is in Ghana. We can talk of the CEO for Sheffield Mills, Mrs. Prisla Akotubafo. And we also have our PRO, Mr. Alasan Husseini. And we also have some notable individuals in Ghana. We can't mention all, but we can mention few. Mr. Husseini Ibrahim Barahama, headmaster for Zogu GHS. We also have Mr. Zachary Nabila, headmaster for Campion. These are individuals who take it upon themselves to help us achieve our goals. Not that they are rich, but they are trying all their possible best to make sure that the younger ones are able to get to where they are not able to. They put the children at their hearts and they are trying all their possible best to make sure that the vision and the aims of Face Ghana is realized. So my last words to people out there or the whole Ghana or the whole world is that we shouldn't look down upon what we have. And we shouldn't wait for people to come outside to help out with our problems.
Contentionists.
We, the youth, should start what we can do to help ourselves. You don't wait for someone to come, but try what you can do to help your community, so that even if there will be any help from somewhere, it will rather add to what you have done so far. So I would like to use this opportunity to appeal to all individuals around the whole world, that Face Ghana, we are doing our much best to help the community and all the rural areas in Ghana. So if indeed any organization or anybody in Ghana has any interest working with Face Ghana, you are highly welcome to. Our doors are always open for any organization to partner with or to work with us. Our doors are always open for every organization.
Right.
So this is just my words. Before I even go, I have to send a very warm greetings to my mom. We just call her, we call her Wawa, and then Chief Zumana.
Wow.
And then to my only wife, Aisha.
Hey, your only wife.
Yes.
And the government man saying my only wife. I
Oh,
know
yes.
later it will be my only wife.
No, so,
Alright,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting. But one thing you guys might have forgotten to tell us: how do we get to Face Ghana? How do we contact you? I think you should help us with that information so that it will help us, or it will make our work easy when we want to locate you.
yes, to make it short, when we just visit any of our social media handles, that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Face Ghana. Face Ghana. It's just FACE, then dash, then GHANA, Ghana. That's Face Ghana. And what I will have to add, my last word is, we can't end this without thanking Kinako or Skizzy TV for giving us this opportunity to share what we have to the globe, because this is going global. So I know people from so many areas will listen to that. So we say a very big thank you to you guys for giving us this opportunity. It means a lot to us, and we can't even appreciate what you've given to us. So thank you.
Come to talk of thank you to our viewers. You deserve the most thanks. You deserve the most gratitude and appreciation for trying and for using your data to log on to our most watched channel, that is the Citizens TV, to get a flick or to also benefit from this innovative, insightful, and educative exercise. We really appreciate your time, your data, in fact, your finances, anything you invested in getting to benefit from this session. We say the fire pump. We are really much grateful. And also, don't forget to sign in, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, turn on your notifications buttons, and please don't leave, because there are so many activities on the channel that you still need to benefit from with regards to entertainment, education, and a lot more. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye.